Our story begins with a boy named Zhou Ming, a university student carrying a heavy load. Half a month ago, he got an opportunity to intern at Chongyuan Company. However, after joining the company, he found himself miserable. Everyone treated him like an errant boy, constantly ordering him around. Life was not easy. As Zhou Ming was filling a coffee cup, he pondered the situation. He had hoped to learn a lot as an intern at this company, but the reality shattered his expectations. Just as he was lost in thought, a girl suddenly appeared beside him. She said, "Once in a while, you have to say no. Otherwise, everyone will treat you like a slave, you know?" Zhou Ming looked at her and gratefully replied, "Got it, Senior Su." He recognized her as Su Ruoqing, a higher-up at the company and his senior sister from university. She had been looking after him during his internship. While lost in his thoughts, Zhou Ming accidentally burned his hand with the coffee and spilled it on his jeans. Seeing his predicament, Su Ruoqing offered to wipe it for him and told him to take a seat. As she started wiping the jeans, she noticed his embarrassment and said, "Ming, are you embarrassed? This sister is not a stranger to you, okay?" Zhou Ming couldn't help but be amazed by her figure and replied in a flustered manner, "Yes." Just then, a man suddenly approached from the side and pointed at Zhou Ming, saying, "Hey newbie. Are you slacking off now? Since you have no work to do, I'll assign you a task. These are some gifts for the autumn festival, and you have to give a gift to each department." Zhou Ming, surprised by the man's request, replied, "That's not my job, right?" The man became angry and retorted, "How dare you? I'm assigning you this task to help you familiarize yourself with each department as soon as possible." Su Ruoqing intervened, offering to accompany Zhou Ming. However, the man dismissed her, instructing her to prepare a report for a meeting and telling Zhou Ming to handle the task alone. Before leaving, Su Ruoqing whispered to Zhou Ming, "Next time, I'll take you out for some drinks. Are you okay with that?" She winked at him. Witnessing this, the man dropped the gifts, accusing Zhou Ming of being slow to react, and left. Zhou Ming, feeling oppressed by the man named Lin Xiang, thought to himself, if it weren't for his need for money, he wouldn't have accepted this job. As he was picking up the gifts, he received a notification on his phone. Taking it out, he saw an advertisement that read, "Are you tired of being oppressed? Are you tired of feeling powerless? Are you willing to put your life on the line? Then this game is for you. Play now." Speechless, Zhou Ming downloaded the game, planning to check it out later. Once downloaded, he opened the game and suddenly his phone started emitting lights, pulling him into it. In the next moment, he found himself thrown out of a portal into an unknown place. As he crashed to the ground, in pain, he wondered, "Where am I?" Just as he was about to assess the situation, he heard a weird voice. Lying on the ground and looking back, he saw a crowd of zombies on the other side of a mesh grill, trying to break through. Astonished, Zhou Ming thought, "Am I in some sort of hyper-realistic VR game? This feels too real to be just a game." While contemplating, a notification sound rang, and a virtual screen appeared in front of him, displaying a message, "Doomsday Tycoon system is now activated and bound to the host for life. You can obtain items with points, and you have already received a skill to travel between the post-apocalyptic world and the original world. Countdown, 12 hours. Observing the virtual screen and the message, Zhou Ming felt overwhelmed and began fantasizing about the future and becoming the richest and most powerful person in the world. As he indulged in his fantasies, the mesh grill in front of him broke down, and the zombies started swarming in. Panicked, Zhou Ming grabbed the gift and started running, shouting for help. Suddenly, a girl appeared and threw a grenade at the zombies, urging Zhou Ming to take cover. The zombies exploded behind her, saving Zhou Ming's life. Grateful, he thanked the girl for rescuing him. She replied, "It's no big deal. I'm a corpse hunter after all. It's my job to prevent them from breaking in." Zhou Ming, moved by her actions, said he had nothing to express his gratitude except the mooncakes. Accepting the mooncake, the girl ate it and exclaimed, "This tastes like heaven." She then gave Zhou Ming some gold, saying, "I can't have them for free. This is for the mooncake you gave me." Zhou Ming astonished by the gold, the girl bid her farewell, hoping to meet again when they had the chance. Seeing her leaving, Zhou Ming called out his name and asked for her name. The girl turned back and replied, "It's Lin Xun. Remember that." Shortly after, Zhou Ming went to a local market, selling mooncakes and proclaiming how delicious his ancestral mooncakes were. People passing by questioned if these were pre-post-apocalyptic food and asked about the price. Zhou Ming replied, 1 gram of gold for each mooncake. Some found the price expensive and wondered if the mooncakes were worth it. However, one man decided to buy half a mooncake. Observing the purchase, others commented on how rich the man was and how mercenaries were willing to spend their money. As they tasted the mooncakes, they too felt the heavenly flavor and couldn't help but praise it. Encouraged by the positive response, Zhou Ming sold all the mooncakes, earning 600 grams of gold. Excited, He thought, if this continues, I'll be able to cover 2 or 3 years worth of salary and even live in a luxurious suite. Suddenly, a person approached from behind, pointing a knife at Zhou Ming's waist, demanding that he hand over everything he had. Fearful, Zhou Ming wondered what he should do. Did he have to give up everything he had worked so hard to earn? As he hesitated, the person changed their mind and said, "Screw it. Letting you live will lead to problems in the future. Just die." Preparing to strike, Zhou Ming anxiously exclaimed, "Teleport me now." As the teleportation countdown was over, he vanished from the spot, leaving the person confused. In the next moment, a portal appeared, transporting Zhou Ming back to the original world. Exhausted, he expressed relief, grateful that the cool-down period had ended. After some time, he took out the gold and excitedly realized he had made a considerable amount of money with just a few mooncakes. With 12 hours left before he could return to the other world, he decided to stock up on more. Later, inside the office, Lin Xiong pointed at Zhou Ming and said, "I told you to deliver the gifts, but you didn't. Do you think I'll let you off?" Zhou Ming replied, "That is not my job. I came here to gain experience, not to be an errand boy," and left. Su Ruoking approached him and asked, "Why did you change all of a sudden?" Zhou Ming looked at her and replied, "Isn't this what you taught me?" While thinking to himself, money really is a man's confidence. Having so much money gave me the guts to fend for myself. Glancing at his watch, he realized it was almost time. In the next scene, Zhou Ming appeared out of the portal and said to himself, "With this much canned beef, I'll definitely earn a lot of money." He looked around, wondering where he was. Suddenly, zombies started appearing behind him, and upon seeing them, he began to run. "I'm carrying too much stuff, they'll catch up to me at this rate," he exclaimed. Zhou Ming quickly opened a can of beef and threw it towards the zombies. Surprisingly, the zombies stopped and started eating the beef. Seizing the opportunity, Zhou Ming hid behind a big boulder, feeling unfortunate for giving away almost half of his food to the zombies. However, seeing them still coming after him, Zhou Ming said, "Seems like you're only interested in human flesh." He opened his system and searched for something to get out of this predicament, eventually using 100 skill points for the graveyard skill. After acquiring the new skill, Zhou Ming engaged in a fierce battle with the zombies. He kicked and punched them, ultimately killing them. Amazed by the effectiveness of the new skill, Zhou Ming exclaimed, "How amazing is this?" Suddenly, a car honked, and a man approached him, saying, "We wanted to lend you a hand, but we didn't expect you to handle them yourself." Curious about the man's identity, Zhou Ming asked, "Who are you?" The man replied, "Can't you tell? We're corpse hunters." Seeing more zombies approaching, the man urged Zhou Ming, "There's no time to explain, get in the car." Hurriedly, Zhou Ming ran towards the car and got inside, with zombies in hot pursuit. On the back of the car, another person handed Zhou Ming a gun, saying, "I hope you're good with guns, as bullets are precious." He started shooting at the zombies, impressing Zhou Ming with his marksmanship. Realizing the importance of firearms in this apocalyptic world, Zhou Ming used the system to gain basic gun mastery. Equipped with this new ability, he started shooting at the zombies, killing them with single shots. Suddenly, a tougher and more agile zombie, a second-class zombie, appeared. The zombie jumped and grabbed the person's neck, slamming him against the ground. Reacting quickly, Zhou Ming kicked the monster and shot inside its mouth, killing it. After defeating the second-class zombie, both men approached Zhou Ming, amazed by his strength. Zhou Ming modestly replied, "You saved my life, so of course I couldn't let you die." One of the men approached a dead zombie and extracted a crystal from its head. Intrigued, Zhou Ming asked, "What is that thing?" The other person explained, "These crystals are formed by the zombies and are ranked from 1 to 9. This one is a second-class zombie's core." He handed the crystal to Zhou Ming, saying, "Take it as my way of repaying you for saving my life." Zhou Ming hesitated, questioning whether such an expensive item could be given to him. The man reassured him, "You saved my life, you deserve it." Moved by the gesture, Zhou Ming thought to himself that being a hunter was not only dangerous but also profitable. The captain patted his shoulder and asked, "You have great marksmanship and skills. Do you want to join our corpse hunter group?" Zhou Ming replied that he would think about it, feeling sorry for his indecisiveness. The captain accepted his answer and said, "If you don't want to, then I won't force you. Come on, let's go to the nearest military camp." Everyone boarded the car, and while on the way, Zhou Ming looked at the second-class crystal in his hands, feeling that something significant would happen with it. Suddenly, the system detected the second-class core and asked if Zhou Ming wanted to convert it into points. Surprised by this possibility, Zhou Ming exchanged the crystal for points. He felt excited when 100 points were added for a single second-class core, thinking he had hit the jackpot. The system then asked if he wanted to purchase additional storage space, as it seemed he was carrying a lot of luggage. Each cubic meter of space required 100 points. Zhou Ming was momentarily surprised but decided to purchase it, realizing he wouldn't have to carry heavy things around anymore. After a while, they passed through a refugee camp, where people begged for food in shabby clothes. Zhou Ming truly felt the grim nature of the apocalyptic world, a wasteland filled with deadly creatures and desperate individuals. They eventually reached the central zone, where Zhou Ming thanked his companions for helping him gain entry. They bid each other farewell, promising to meet again. After their departure, Zhou Ming took out a canned beef from the storage space, contemplating exchanging it for a significant amount of gold and living a luxurious life in the future. Zhou Ming wandered inside the central zone, observing people buying and selling various items. He thought to himself that even if the world ended, common things could still fetch quite a price. Suddenly, a man appeared in front of him, holding a gun, and said, "Hold on a second, little brother. You look quite rich. What do you think about my gun?" Zhou Ming, startled by the sudden appearance and the presence of a gun, replied, "Are you seriously robbing me in broad daylight with a gun? And what does it have to do with me?" The man responded, "Don't misunderstand, I sell guns. I saw you coming into town with some hunters, so naturally, I thought you might be interested in buying some guns." He then began pitching his guns and offered Zhou Ming a 20% discount, selling them for only 5 blue crystals. Zhou Ming calmly replied, stating that he didn't have any blue crystals but had something more valuable than crystals or gold. He would open the man's eyes with canned food. He opened a can of beef in front of him, and the delicious smell made the man drool, and said, "You can give me 5 cans, and can take whatever you want from my small stall." They both agreed on the deal. After inspecting the guns, Zhou Ming asked the man, "Now that I have a gun, do you know where I can buy ammo?" The man replied, "Although guns can be bought legally, selling ammo is illegal. You can only purchase it from the ammunition warehouse." He then told Zhou Ming where he could find the warehouse. After waiting in line for a while, Zhou Ming approached the warehouse girl and asked, "Do you have any ammo for this gun?" He showed her his gun. The girl, seeing the weapon, replied, "Yes, it's 10 bullets per 1 gram of gold." Astonished by the price, Zhou Ming inquired, "Is it really that expensive?" The girl, with a dismissive attitude, bluntly replied, "Bullets can save your life. If you think it's too expensive, then don't buy." Determined, Zhou Ming took out a gold bar and confidently said, "Who said I'm not buying? How much can I get for this gold?" Impressed by his display of wealth, the girl flattered him and provided him with the ammunition, saying, "Unexpectedly, you have gold hidden away. Here's the ammunition." She flirtatiously gave him her business card. Taking the card, Zhou Ming turned around and remarked, "It seems that in this world, as long as you have money, you can buy almost anything. It's getting late, I should head back home." And this is how the first part of this manhwa ends. Well, guys, if you liked this video and want a part 2, comment below with the word part 2.